Hey yo, what's going on everybody? It's Tylarious, and in this video, we're talking about the Agents of Sabotage DLC, and I will be giving you guys my final thoughts and my overall rating of the DLC. It's that time. We're pretty much done with the Agents of Sabotage DLC. It dropped way back in December, about 3 months ago, right? And while there are a few little scraps left from the DLC, the meat and potatoes are all here, right? So I want to kind of just go over this and just put this DLC to rest. Go ahead and finalize it with the videos and just kind of give you guys just my final thoughts, right? And we even got you, the viewer, involved as well. And we'll talk about that here in just a minute. So let's go ahead and talk about it, all right? Let me just kind of just give you the full rundown and the synopsis. Let's talk about the businesses first. So the FIB files, I thought these were great. I do wish there was more than just 4 of them because, you know, they just rotate weekly. You get the priority file, which is a one-time per week. You get a double payout for it or a bigger payout, which is nice. And then the other 3 that are not the priority, those you can replay over and over with a small cooldown. And that's great. I love that. It's good replayability. These are fun. There's good bonus rewards to them. There was a good kind of like, you know, learning curve to it. It wasn't too difficult, but it was challenging enough to where it kind of got you invested. And I appreciated that. There's some couple of cool little Easter eggs in there as well. And the paywall to get into the FIB files, the actual business, was really, I mean, the Garment Factory was not expensive at all, and there was really no upgrades to it. So very low entry fee to get involved and start playing. So it's very good for beginning players. It's all solo friendly. The whole DLC is solo friendly. Now there are elements that make it easier with friends, of course. But being able to do every part of this DLC solo was a huge point. I think Rockstar's kind of learned that. Now, they do want to try and promote team play, which I agree with, but you also need to be able to do everything solo that you can with, you know, friends. Now, whether it is harder or easier, you get paid more, that's fine. I'll leave it up to Rockstar. That's no big deal. And again, being able to launch the FIB files via the phone app was a nice little touch there. That was a good quality of life improvement. I don't think that you should be able to access everything in the game just through your phone app. I do think that you need to go out there and put some of the legwork into. I do think that that's part of it. That's part of just playing the game. And what's the point? You just log on and just click to your app and collect all your money. That's, I don't know, that's just lazy. And it takes away from the actual immersiveness of the game. All right, now let's fast forward to the second half, the second part of the money-making opportunities with the Agents of Sabotage DLC. And that is the Guzman Flies Again mission strand, or kind of like a mini heist. Think of the Cluck and Bell farm raid. It's very similar to that. Now, while I do appreciate the career progress that was added, you know, kind of adds a different element to the grind overall. It's very fun as well. It just felt that the Oscar Guzman, I did like the content. I liked the content of the mission. It just felt very strung out. It felt very AGL, which is Artificial Game Lengthener, which is a tactic designed to increase player engagement to keep you in the game longer, which in turn directly correlates to you spending real cash in the game. These are all tried and true, proven tactics. This is what they do. And honestly, Rockstar is getting worse with it. They're trying to get more into a mobile platform where you're just paying monthly and everything, but that's for a different video. Anyways, on top of that, you also have the arms trafficking, which is kind of like, you know, the little work side missions. You simply call Oscar Guzman and then request some work, and he'll call you back, and you make pretty good money. I mean, you'll make between $30,000 and $50,000 just depending on what the job is. And there's a decent variety to it. Now, you can get stuck in like the same mission loop. You know, you get the same mission back to back a couple of times. That does happen. But, you know, other than that, not bad, decent. So the money-making opportunities have been better than some, you know, compared to the last winter DLC, which was the bail bonds. It's definitely better than that overall. I do think the Cluck and Bell farm raid is better than the Oscar Guzman Flies Again. And those would be the 2 closest that you could relate to that type of mini heist kind of structure, right? It's kind of like a mission strand, mini heist kind of thing. Now, the Guzman Flies Again missions do pay more. I mean, you can make over 800,000, but it does take a little bit more time, so it kind of cancels it out. But both of them are good. I do like the Cluck and Bell overall a bit better, though. Now, in regard to the vehicles with the Agents of Sabotage DLC, we got some good ones. There's some really good vehicles in this DLC. However, there are several duds. First up, the Police Predator. That was supposed to be our big, grand, you know, reward for the heist challenge, and it literally ruined the heist challenge. And I don't care what Rockstar says, we failed the heist challenge because of that. But some of the police vehicles like the Terminus, the Caracara, are very cool with the off-road vehicles. You got the Coquette D1, the Outreach Faction, the Taco Van, the Titan 250D, and the DH7 Iron Mule, two definite favorites out there. Unfortunately, all the aerial vehicles have some sort of bug with them. There's armor bugs, other things as well. So it is what it is, right? Now, with the regular vehicles, you have the Bravado Banshee GTS, one of my favorite vehicles in the game overall. The Inverto Coquette D5 was surprisingly good. A few issues with the cosmetics. Then you have the Dinka Jester RR wide body, and this is one of the issues that I think Rockstar's moving in the wrong direction with. This vehicle, you cannot upgrade it. It's basically just a vehicle loadout, and that's concerning because that leads me to believe that they're going to try and sell just like vehicle loadouts or vehicle, just kits, right? Kind of like what Call of Duty does. It's like you're buying a vehicle skin, and I don't think that's a very good thing to do. And I feel like they're kind of conditioning us for that. Paying almost $2.3 million for a vehicle you can't upgrade is absolutely ridiculous, right? But other really good vehicles are the Firebolt ASP, really cool truck, love that. The Lazi, very cool car as well. The Chavos V6, I haven't really messed around with that too much. So the majority of the vehicles were really good. It's just a few duds. The Duster 300H wasn't the greatest. I think people expected more from this than what it really was. So another issue I had was with the weapon. If you guys don't remember, the L. Strickler rifle came with this DLC. And this is a weapon that, first of all, was locked behind a paywall for a month, which I'm okay with that as long as everybody at some point gets it. But it's basically just a skin. You're just buying a pre-built weapon, and that's, you can't do anything with it. And it's just like Call of Duty. Again, it's more conditioning. Now, we do have a few things that they have not added in yet. You got the 420 stuff, which hopefully will not be behind a paywall. Again, everyone should be able to enjoy this content. It's really cool. And then we also have the police outfits. Those still, they're in the game. They just have not been turned on. So I'm assuming that they're going to hold off on the police outfits for the summer DLC that should be coming up. As I was saying earlier, I got you guys involved for this video on my YouTube channel. In my posts, I put a poll in there and I said, hey guys, now that the Agents of Sabotage DLC is all but concluded, do you think the DLC was an overall success? I also wanted you guys to give me what you thought were the good, the bad, and the missed opportunities. And just an overall rating out of 100. And, 67%, over 1,000 votes. Thank you guys so much for participating. This is only up for, about 2 days. So thank you. I appreciate that. But 67% of you guys, thought that the DLC overall was good. Getting some of your guys' feedback, though, is really cool. I appreciate that as well. Jesse Collins 4901 says he's going to give it a 60 personally. Main reason being I don't like flying. It is cool owning Mackenzie Field, but it sucks right now with more people being in that portion of the map. Yeah, I get that. I understand. Those are fair points. Sonic Dude 14 says, I believe it was successful to a degree. The fact that the Firebolt ASP and Banshee GTS got HSW upgrades is cool. The FIB files were fun. Some of the other vehicles were questionable, like the Coquette D5 with no roof options, the Vapid Uranus Law Speed, a unique vehicle for a European Ford, and the Oscar Guzman flies again. A good piece of remaining content with well missions based like the old Contact missions of old, and I give it an 80 out of 100. And he also goes on to say that he wished that the D5 had HSW upgrades. His score would be higher because of that. And then High Flyer 000 says, it was pretty good overall, I think. The Guzman mission was extremely mid, but I loved the extra hangar space, which was badly needed. The FIB files were good, and I wish they would have given us more than 4 of them. I'm not a car person, so I don't really care about that part of the DLC. It was definitely better than the bottom dollar, no doubt. So some really cool different perspectives with the DLC. Sometimes we get stuck in our own little world. If I'm a money grinder, I think of the DLC, how does it work for me as a money grinder, right? Or if you're a PvP player, how does it work for you as a PvP player? So it's good to see the different perspectives and points of view with this. That's very refreshing. And then, of course, don't forget, PC finally got the long-awaited, expanded and enhanced-esque type of, content and features, plus a whole bunch of other cool stuff as well. Now, I don't know if I'm not sure if I can consider that related to the DLC itself because it just happened to come out during the DLC, right? The, PC, E&E was, towards the back end of the Agents of Sabotage DLC, but, it's around the same time, so we can kind of lump it in there. I think that was a really good thing for the PC players out there. All of our PC brethren, right? The broskies, the uncles, the aunties out there, on PC. We want you guys to enjoy the game. The career progress is so much fun. The HSW. I'm so glad you guys finally got that. Long overdue. And I really hope you all on the PC side enjoy this. I hope you enjoy the content, because we all deserve that. It's a lot of fun. Now, with my overall rating, now listen, guys, I rate very strictly, very, very tough, right? Anything over a 50, I see as a net positive. So if I give it a 51, it's overall good, but it's still pretty low on the DLC rating scale. Now, I'm giving this one a 70. That's pretty high for me. That's a pretty good score, because I appreciate the playability. I appreciate the ability to make some good cash, especially with the FIB. The Oscar Guzman flies again. AGL, riddled. Not too bad, but there's in there. The majority of the vehicles were good. Very good vehicles. Some of them were duds. No big deal. That's to be expected. Some cool clothes. But big up with the PC, E&E. And then, yeah, just overall, I think it was definitely a net positive. Is it going to crack the 70 plus or, in the 80s? Absolutely not. No, that's just, there hasn't been a DLC like that in a very, very long time. So, overall, yes, I think it's a net positive. There are some concerns. There are some things to worry about, though. With the L. Strickler rifle, the Jester RR just being sold as basically just a loadout or a skin. It's not, you can't upgrade. You can't really do much to it. I think that's a move in the wrong direction. That's not what GTA is about. GTA is about customization. It's about individuality. It's about having a unique experience, and I don't want to lump everybody in the same thing. We all get the same vehicle, same weapon. That's not cool. It, again, is angling for a type of paywall or a type of microtransaction. That's what they're doing with that. So there you guys have it. Those are my final thoughts on the DLC. I have enjoyed it. It was a fair grind. It wasn't too difficult, but it's not too easy to where it's just like you lose the excitement out of it. It's fun. It was good. I enjoyed it. The flying around was pretty cool. No big deal with that. I did not like that you couldn't call in like a buzzard or a sparrow on some of the Oscar Guzman flies again, but I understand what they're trying to do. Limit you with the AGL. I get it. It is what it is, though. But yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 70. That's pretty high. Honestly, it is. I'd be absolutely fair though with giving it a 65 to 70 if you guys are rating it in that regard. I think that's fair as well. So there you guys have it. Let me know if you got any questions in the comments down below, and give me your final review and rating down below in the comments as well. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Yeah.